China be part of a global movement to standardize emissions accounting. A couple of questions: who can report to this? Who can be a member? And we call them reporters. Almost any body, so multinational corporations, state-owned enterprises, even NGOs and hospitals and municipal buildings, residential areas, parks. It's voluntary, as I said before. Some of the benefits of that is that it can be flexible, it can be implemented outside of a government mandate, and that there's more opportunity to get started now, so we don't have to wait for government action. Finally, what is the business incentive? Why would a company decide to join this registry? And first of all, it is a very useful tool for promoting a green image. It also can reduce energy costs and can be very, very effective in identifying areas where a company or an operation can save money. And it also provides an opportunity for leadership and early action. This is an example. I won't go through all of it, but just to get a sense of what membership really looks like, we have a three-tiered approach. So members can join us at different levels of reporting. And so if you're interested, please go to our website, China Climate Registry, or energyandclimateregistry.org. Sorry, ChinaClimateRegistry.org. It's on all of our material. And you can see we've created a very complicated but a very user-friendly approach to these different memberships. The goal is to be all-inclusive. Some companies have the capacity to do this. They may have done it before. They may have done it under a mandatory program or another voluntary program. This may be completely new to them. So we want to make this accessible to a range of corporations and entities in China. And again, please attend our side event, which will be on Friday from 1 to 2:30. And these are some of the companies that some of the organizations that we have been working with on this project. Thank you.
Maybe last Dr. An can introduce some Jiangsu and the U.S. Green Partnership, maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry I'm late. I just come from an interview. I think some kind of even though there's a lot of conflicts and and fightings during the first week among the negotiators, but I think by end of this week I'm confident that some kind of agreement will be reached. I think that's why this is not people understand all the leaders they invest a lot of time, they will come here because this is not for debate, this is for reaching agreement. Even though in terms of the transparency and the legal binding issues, China did say, even China does not agree that the target China set up is legal binding in terms of internationally legal binding, but top Chinese leader has said very clearly that that target is a legal binding in domestically instead of China, and that target will be part of the 5 years 10 years plan built into the national development plan. So also Chinese leader also said very clearly that China will do this on a capacity building basis, and China will do the statistical assessment about how much carbon and how much energy saving will be reached. So we believe that the MRV issues, even though it's hot topics, but I think China is going to committed to improve its capacity, is going to do its own shares. So on the other hand, we just helped California, state of California and Jiangsu province to reach a strategic agreement on collaboration on clean energy, as well as greenhouse gas reduction. I think this is the first sub-national agreement between China and the U.S. To reach to committed on greenhouse gas reduction. So we are very proud of our role to facilitate this dialogue and agreement. And one component is to help Jiangsu to build up its capability to do data management and the tracking and the monitoring programs. And also, Jiangsu wants to promote, its clean energy industry, especially solar industry, in U.S., to to collaborate with U.S. to scale up, the solar, power generation capabilities. So I think there are a lot of great work we are doing. I think we are confident that, and by end of this week, I think, there's some form of agreement, because I think the biggest difference right now is really terminology. I think people argue that, the dividing debate is whether legal binding or non-legal binding, but there's the other terminology can be used to satisfy, different parties about how to, meet the targets, because the targets is, has clearly laid out by China. And, even though China is not happy about the U.S. target, it's only 17% from, 05 level, which is only about, 4% lower from 1990 level. But those targets has already been laid out. I think it's very difficult to change targets being set up by individual countries. So I think, but I think, the issue of legal binding, I think that's going to be resolved. That's, by end of this week. So maybe you have something to add?
Great. I think so. We have 5 minutes for questions. If you guys have questions. Okay, first row. Yeah.
Hi, Ann Danielke for solveclimate.com. I just want to be really clear. The Chinese government has been talking about in their press conferences that their MRV, they won't allow in international monitoring, and then their MRVs will be transparent and publicly available. That's this, right? This is what we're talking about.
Yeah, go ahead. I think, no, we are targeting the multinational, MRV. So the MRV we are working on is the regional and multinational level. So we're not talking about, the nationwide, carbon inventory. So this is now the kind of our MRV, I think the government, Chinese government is talking about. I think, right, it's part of the, I think if you, so this is more like bottom-up approach, because this requires each individual multinational corporations and regional, government to report their emission inventories, so start from a smaller or bigger firm, so, university, communities, they can also report, but we are not trying to build a nationwide inventories, that's not our target. Yeah, our target is to encourage a corporation to report their carbon emissions.
Okay, question there. Oh, okay, good.
Yes,
Next,
hello,
okay.
Gregory Altman. I'm with a group called REACHR. But forgive me if you addressed this towards the beginning, but are you looking to encompass all modes of transportation, including rail, air, and inland waterway, and cargo? I guess many of those would focus. You might want to segment cargo and passenger.
Yeah, thanks for your question. At this time, we focus mostly on personal transport, and we have traditionally focused on personal vehicles and the fuels and energies that personal vehicles use. I think that there is a lot of space. I think there is a lot of space to start concentrating on other forms of transport, on logistics, and on international shipping and things like that, but it's something that we have not focused on to date.
Well, I mean, specifically for the representatives from China, you have many people using lots of forms of transportation throughout China, individuals. I think it might be, you might get, for the amount of administrative attention to each source, you might be able to encompass a greater percentage of the real emissions from looking at commercial, industrial transport, airlines, railways, barge users, and I mean, if you're looking to change, excuse me again, if your mandate is to influence, personal transport, but if you're looking to look at emissions from the whole country, and you can leave out international maritime, because there's other stakeholders in that, and certainly I think although China gets a lot of negative attention for their productive practices, but obviously the world buying their goods, so they're responsible too. But
I think we get your point. Is there another question, or is that because I think it's important?
Let's have one more last question,
Yeah.
because we only have 1 minute. Yeah, the lady.
Over there.
Oh, thank you, Chair. I'm a student from the China University of Political Science and Law, and my name is Huang Jing. I'm very interested to this China climate registry system, and as far as I know, this registry system is right now a voluntary system, and I want to know how to get more and more industries or factories get registered in this system. And another question is, what's the benefits of this system to the industry itself and to the nations as a whole? Thank you.
Yeah, I'll answer that very quickly, and then I think we have to leave. The benefits to the company are, as I said before,